Why do we restructure businesses? Restructuring is a really important thing to consider once your business has grown or changed significantly. So the number one reason that I see for people looking to restructure is to move their business, which is usually in a company, and that they just incorporated under their own name, move it into a family trust. A family trust allows for any dividends from that company to be split to the beneficiaries. It can also give some good outcomes when you sell the business under the small business CGT concessions. Planning in advance is the way of the game. Of course, we want to get it right the first time. Very rarely are we going to have the resources to actually get the structure exactly as it should be at the end, because for one reason, we're not going to know exactly where this business is going to go. So there's very limited ways to get a business into a trust when it previously wasn't without triggering tax. There's one rollover, which is the small business restructure rollover that we use quite a bit. There are other strategies as well, all very dependent on your circumstances. But once we sort of get that trust ownership in there, we're generally pretty flexible, because when you move stuff between companies, you can usually get a CGT rollover of some sort. When you start to separate your IP out from the rest of your business, when you try and separate your cash from your business operation and your business risk, it can work quite well. And each business type is a bit different. So whether we're talking about medical practices, whether we're talking about accounting and professional practices, whether we're talking about a construction business, they all have particular kinds of industry-specific risk that need to be considered. And tax is sort of at that juncture between asset protection, corporate and commercial, and that tax is sort of what holds it together and what makes the structure either work or not. So usually it's best to start with a tax lawyer, but you can talk with any kind of lawyer to start this process moving, and they should bring in the right professionals as you go.